gaining time is gaining everything in love, trade, and war. These words were spoken by political satirist John Schubert. Today we're going to be looking into two different barbershops. Ralph's Barbershop, with over 60 years of experience, and
Harris's Hair Lounge,
who opened their doors about a year ago. In this episode, we're going to put John Schubert's quote to the test. How does time really affect a barbershop?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Good news.
Really good. Good to see you again, man. Good to see you soon.
Is that good? Oh, no, you do it. It's your dream, you do it. Dang. Okay. Alright, so
There's a little bit of dust in here. Just a little.
that's all good. So we're here at Ralph's Barbershop, sitting down with Bryson, and we're here to just kind of get into the history of everything that goes on and how time can affect a barbershop. So starting off with the first question. Do you think barbering has changed since your grandfather has opened the shop?
Absolutely. I think that there's so many cuts being lost. It's these days it's just all fades, and that's what people want right now. A good thing is, like, I remember making a comment to my dad. There's so many new styles coming out. Like, how do you know? He was already pro at every style, and he goes, no, there's no new styles. They just repeat themselves. And so I feel like what's going to happen if flat tops or crew cuts or pompadours start getting more popular again, a lot of barbers aren't going to be able to do it. They're going to have to relearn, or I think definitely the fades, like skin fades, are something that was never done like in the past. The fade was real rough. It was definitely a hard line. So I think that the skill level, as far as like the art part of it, I think that has progressed a lot. But the old school styles, you just don't see a lot of the flat tops, the pompadours, the crew cuts anymore.
So would you say that like those cuts, like the pompadours, the flat tops, and the crew cuts, are the ones that you just said are lost? You say those are the lost ones?
I think those are like, it's rare to see those. If you do, it's somebody that's been going to someone for a long time. A lot of other haircuts I see these days are just basic fades, and I think it starts to lose its personal touch, because those are cuts that really go off the shape of somebody's skull.
Right.
And so when somebody starts knocking out the same fade on everybody, you're not going to get a really good outcome. I mean, I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else. You could definitely see a line or a contour. When people have contours in their heads. I gotta learn how to work with that instead of just going over with a guard.
So when did the shop open?
April of 1960. We're about to have our 60th anniversary in a couple months.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
60 years, and April 1st is when my grandpa named it his. And there was two gentlemen. Actually, this is a picture of the first day that I opened right here. This is a Ralph Peavy House and a Homer Merchant, and my grandpa was like a young gun, Ralph Upshaw. And so these guys actually mentored him, taught him how to cut. He cut hair while he was in school at this place, and then a little bit later, April 1st, he was able to buy the shop. And he was such a comedian that they always think it's a joke when we say the year. How long it's been around. So yeah.
Okay. Do you know the brand of clippers that your grandfather used?
Actually, it was Wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have their old hair dryers as well. The old clippers I can't find. They might be in my dad's house somewhere, but everything was Wall. Even we have some hair dryers from the early 40s up there, and they're all Wall. My dad started using the Osters and those were his favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Officer with the metal clip, and the Wall Seniors when they came out with those. Super dependable, efficient.
Mm-hmm. How much did you guys charge for haircuts back in the day?
The haircuts were older gentleman that came in and said haircuts were $4,
Mm-hmm.
and was actually kind of expensive.
Oh, really?
For the neighborhood, that's what one guy said.
For the neighborhood, interesting. Okay.
And when my dad started cutting hair with my grandpa, they went to $7,
Mm.
which was actually the most expensive cut, like around Pomona.
Interesting.
Time.
What time would you say that was when your dad started cutting with your grandfather?
He was 17. He cut hair for 48 years. What is 48 years from 2018? So that'd be in like 1970. Yeah, we'll say
Probably, yeah.
We'll say 70.
Okay, so around the 70s.
Yeah.
And what are the prices that you have now?
We're actually one of the cheapest
Mm.
barbershops in Pomona. We're at $15 for a regular cut and $20 for a razor fade.
Okay. Did you ever consider maybe like raising your prices at any point, or?
Funny story, this place only raises the prices when the customers demand it.
Really?
I know that sounds crazy,
Yeah.
but the theory is like, we just work here, they own it.
Right.
So if you listen to what they want, that's always the best way to go.
So you said that when your customers are ready, they agree to pay you more. So how does that conversation go?
Honestly, I just start passing the question around. I ask, the girls that help me out here, and the customers, number one, like, what do you guys think? How would you feel? And when I start hearing from everybody that like it's about time, because that's really what they said. Well, it'd be about time,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys are underpriced. So that's how it went the last time,
Right.
or the last 2 times that I've been here.
Interesting. How do you keep a barbershop alive and like thriving?
I always thought it sounded easy. My dad, my grandpa made it look really easy. It is 24/7 commitment for sure. Like I said, this is like a family here. Let alone an old shop like this. You're always fixing something.
Right.
And to keep it original, you have to learn how to fix it yourself. I'm the least mechanically inclined person ever.
Mm.
So that keeps me busy, but it's the people themselves. The people kind of govern their barbershop. Like, they take care of their own spot.
Right.
People come in and somebody's going to talk to you here. They want to know about like where you're from, and we don't allow talking on cell phones in our barbershop.
Mm.
So
Does that usually go over well, or not so much?
it usually goes over well because I tell people nothing personal. It's just an old tradition. My grandfather said if people are on their phones, they're not going to talk to each other anymore.
Mm.
And that's what a barbershop is. It's a nice little communion. It's the police and the gangsters and the EMTs and the taggers and the college kids, the doctors, the lawyers. They all make up this crazy place.
Right. What would you say your advice to new business owners is? Whether it be in barbershops or in general.
I would say definitely have your heart in anything that you do, even if you're gonna be sweeping sidewalks. Be the best sidewalk sweeper anybody's ever seen,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. I would say patience is huge, because even me being the 3rd generation, I didn't just take over a bunch of existing business. People came here just for my dad.
Right.
New business owners, I would say just stay committed, stay happy, and realize that everybody that's using your business is paying for your happiness.
Mm.
That's why we work hard, is to enjoy our time off. Whoever we spend it with, wherever we spend it, those people are literally paying for that.
Right.
I think it's cool.
Interesting. So if you could travel back a bit, would you open your own shop as opposed to inheriting one?
I don't know. I don't think a hard question. I don't think I'm like. I think I'm good enough.
Oh, why is that?
No, I wouldn't know. To start your own, there's no way. Like, I don't think I would even cut hair to have my family not own this.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I would try to open my own shop. I think I would rather have somebody else take care of all the bills and all the cleaning and stuff. When you're the owner, you do twice the work and you get half the pay. You know, you got to take care of the bills and inventory, cleaning products. But when you just work there, you get to, you know, go and cut hair and take off.
Right. So to wrap up the interview aspect of it, how would you say that time affects a barbershop?
It adds to the flavor, for sure. It's yeah. I gotta tell you, it's like an old cast iron pan that your grandma has. You know, it's got that flavor cooked into it. There's a lot of things that we get away with that other shops definitely can't. You know, it's like I mentioned, we prefer people not to use phones inside here, and we get to tell them, you know, it's part of the tradition here.
Mm-hmm.
If it was a newer shop and I asked someone to do that, you could see people not being happy.
Right.
It goes along with the whole Yelp thing. We can't really focus on people's word of mouth. That's none of our business, you know? What we focus on is doing what we can here in the shop and carrying on traditions. Time, like if your shop's not that old, you're definitely gonna be, you know, starting from the bottom and as far as building your clientele. These days with all of the social media and stuff, I think there's ways of boosting, you know, your name out there.
Right.
But when it comes down to it, we're a lot better off in the long run than like a newer shop. And the longer this place is open, the more families get tied to it.
Right.
So in turn, it just makes the family a lot bigger, gives everybody a more sense of belonging. So I think time changing the shop just makes the family bigger, it makes the stories greater.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a tough question, you know?
It's a pretty good answer though. Thanks so much for having me, Bryson.
Dude, it's always good having you.
It's always good to see you as well. Hope everything goes good and
For you as well, dude. You're welcome back anytime. Thanks for being part of the family, brother.
alright.
See ya. Later.
Yo, what's going on?
How you doing, man?
Good, you?
Good to see you, man.
Hey, you got a nice place here.
Thank you very much.
Why don't you show me around?
Yeah, let's do it.
Join us next week for part 2, where we travel to Apple Valley and talk to Mike from Harris's Hair Lounge.